Hey Commanders, welcome to another exciting Steel Division 2 match. I'm your host, Too Old for Gaming. Today we're back on the new map, Dulka Pass. I'm playing as Panzerverband Strachwitz, and we are going to be doing a Blitzkrieg type armored assault through the center town. I've got my armored group built up here with Panzer 3Hs. I know they're out of date, but they can provide good fire support against infantry. Got some pioneers and half-tracks, a leader, Panzer 3H, and a Stug 3G. Unfortunately, two P-47s are heading my way. Black 36 not able to push them off, and we lose most of our pioneers and several of our tanks, among them the command tank. Our Erkundungs have been able to make it past the explosion along with our Panzer II recon. Actually, he's not recon. He should be recon. So this sort of messed up everything I had planned at the beginning of the match. Our infantry, our reconnaissance teams are reaching the front line, meeting resistance now against the Marines. And I think we'll be able to beat them with our recon troops quite soundly. These guys are very strong, especially with their grenade bundle. Panzer II's on his way. Now, the assault troop is a new unit. I haven't been super impressed with it. It does come with a Piat, though, so I can't get him in any closer without risking my Panzer II being destroyed, which I'm not going to do right now. And with both these guys in cover, we should be able to easily beat him, which we are. So my remaining force is driving to the front line, and I'm having to walk up the Flak 36. I did drop in a Pack 40. I wanted to cut off this road. So we have some help here from Panzer 38, who's suppressing some field engineers who got caught out in the open. I'm moving the Panzer II into position to help wipe them out. Panzer 3H is already firing, and those teams are being destroyed rather quickly. Recon teams spotting enemy field engineers here were out of range of his grenade bundle. I wasn't going to risk getting any closer here. Panzer II still not, he can't see him. It's a little hill. So you can see me feathering out the Panzer 3Hs here. Friendly bombers coming in over to our left-hand flank. A Blenheim and a Ju-88A4. Not sure what the target is. But all the enemy field engineers... Oh, it looks like maybe he was going to hit his anti-aircraft something over here on the road. So we've wiped out the enemy's field engineers with our reconnaissance teams. Our Panzer II is moving up quickly. Again, not a recon Panzer II, but we're not going to move him too far where he gets ambushed, hopefully. Although, maybe I spoke too soon, because this guy could have a Piat. And the Stug is being moved over here just to cover this road since he was bringing trucks in. I've got 3 more Panzer 3Hs moving to the front line. I want to say these are 25 points. And then I have MG34 teams. This division, I don't think, outside of the Pioneers I'm not going to have any more CQB. I mean, our reconnaissance troops can act as it with their grenade bundle. But we're really going to be working with Panzer Grenadiers here. Panzer II in range to use that 20mm auto cannon. And he wipes it out with the help of the Panzer 3H's 50mm shell. Now it looks like we've got some Lloyd carriers coming in to back up the enemy's position. And a Maxim's been set up overlooking the town. Now the biggest thing here with my strategy is to just keep moving forward as quickly as possible. And I'm finding lately with 10 versus 10s, since the patch, we've got a lot more players back in playing, just trying to check out the new balance. So it's like doubled, which is amazing. But I'll say the artillery spam in 10 versus 10 has definitely been very strong since the patch. So you have to keep things moving all the time or they just end up getting destroyed. F-22 just trying to fire down on the valley at us with his AP and HE shells. These guys, 40-point AT gun, they're not, I don't think they're too awesome. But he's probably gonna, he might end up killing off my Pioneer. So far, not seeing a lot of infantry-based anti-tank teams, just the assault team. Our Panzergrunts do get spotted by Sherman 3. I have AR-196A3s. They do come with bombs. Unfortunately, he has anti-aircraft set up in the back, and they're quite slow, so he might actually die here. Lots of infantry we spotted in this pocket. But I'm not really going to worry about that. My goal is to just keep driving forward in the valley. So our new command tank's back in. I want to say again, this is 25 points. Yes. And our Stug 3 F8 is basically going to be the strongest thing we've got right now to deal with enemy tanks. Panzer 3H goes down to the F-22. And the Sherman 3 is still causing havoc on our right flank here. I'm going to rotate slightly. Oops, sorry about that. So we're dealing with a couple field engineers and some more Marines. P-37 Air Cobra comes in, tries to knock out the Panzer 3, and these guys are... I've had problems with them in the past. They're really good, but they're fragile. Doesn't manage to kill us off, but the Panzer 3 bounces on the Sherman and returns fire, killing off the Panzer 3. But he is quickly destroyed by the Stug 3 F8. We're down to one reconnaissance team who's basically out of ammo at this point. We've got a MG-34 Panzergren team moving back to the front line, and our Panzer 3H is able to spot the field engineers in the town, preventing an ambush on our infantry. And so those Lloyd carriers just had field engineers in it. In the back, we're starting to see some Soviet equipment, KV-1Ss and T-34s. I've walked the PaK-40 forward with the assault group. Just keep moving our line, and the anti-aircraft gun is being walked up as well on a hunt order. So I'm going to have to micro these tanks away from the Sherman 3, and one of the opponents in here just quit. So the lieutenant over here, hopefully going to be able to knock out this F-22, who's now firing at our Stug. Another enemy bomber heading our way blows up. Wow. A tank and 3 squads, and then we lose, I think, 2 tanks to the Sherman? Or one of them may have been knocked out by the bombing, but that was a massive bomb load. However, we have ordered new equipment, which is already appearing at the front line. Sherman 3 is firing at the leader up on the ridge, not the Panzer 3 here. And we're in a position now where we can ambush that Sherman. And as I mentioned, this is pretty much the only CQB team I've got. So PaK-40's lining up on the Sherman, but keeps losing view, and now the Panzer 3H is. Gets a side shot and knocks him out. So we've got 3 Panzer 3s on the battlefield now, and then a Stug 3 F8. We've captured the enemy's flag, pushing us over to 1410. And guys, if you're enjoying the content, please make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps get the reach out to more viewers. Most people aren't aware, but if within 48 hours you're not starting to get engagement, it's never shown again. Every video that's produced out there is that way. So it really helps me out if you do that, if you enjoy this type of content. And if you got feedback, if you want to see something different, just leave it in the comments. So we've got a Panzerschreck team coming up to the front line. I want to use him in the town here to keep pushing forward because we could get Panzerschrecks off on these KV-1Ss. Sherman 3 coming in on our right flank now. That would be AI at this time, but this is still a person. Moving the Stug 3 in to hit him as the same time as the Pak-40. And we get Spalling and knock him out. We have a friendly Pak-38 on the ridge from Panzer 38 firing at the KV-1s on the ridge, but they're armored a little too thick at this range for him to go through. He's too far away to use those APCR, and the AP shells on a good day do 100, so at this range they're just not going to 10. So as you can tell, the biggest risk is just having your position be fired on from the ridge above, and that's why I say you got to keep moving forward. You can't get bogged down or you're going to get shelled and just hit on from the ridge. I brought in a Panzer IV-G. We're seeing more and more enemy tanks, so I wanted some more tank killing capability. You know, the Panzer III-Hs are obviously, at this point in the war, more meant for infantry engagements. They can't really deal with much outside of reconnaissance vehicles, so having a little backup to our Stug 3 F8 is great. I do like that they reduced the cost of these Stugs. For 55 points, I think it's a really fantastic deal. And you're still getting high explosive shells and a machine gun. But, you know, you can get a Martyr 3. Martyr 3 is not going to have nearly as much armor protection in the H model. It's gonna pen good, but you're not gonna have any real anti-infantry capability. I would definitely take a Stug 3 over one. They're only 5 points more. Second Flak 36 brought in because we keep seeing more and more enemy bombers. And another F-22 is up here where we knocked out this Honey Stewart. Those aren't going to be a problem for any of our tanks. So I want to lead with my Panzer Grenadiers with their MG-34s. Our Panzerschrecks positioned up here. And unfortunately, we lose our command tank to the F-22. Not commander tank. It's not the support tab tank. It's the tank tab commander. I brought in another Panzer II to assist with clearing out infantry as well, because we're going to see more. I dropped a help beacon here because they were starting to get equipment on the ridge behind us, and it looks like Panzer 38 has brought in a whole platoon of Pioneering, which should be able to wipe these guys out. Stug 3 F8 in position now is starting to knock out those KV-1Ss, which are stopping our advance. We're to 17-7. And take a look at the map. The whole front line's been sort of moving except for in the town on our right. So if he tries to get equipment past the intersection, they're going to get hit by the Pak-40 and the Stug 3 F8. Zis 5V Dushka is destroyed. And now our Panzer III F8 is firing on an infantry squad here. Not sure what they are, though. A recon is walking its way to the front line. Once we get him in position, we should be able to keep pushing. Let's see what I'm bringing in now. So I've got... In Phase B, I'm able to get Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer Faust. I brought in more Stug 3 F8s because they're efficient. And then I brought in a Flame Panzer just because, honestly, I had an extra 15 points. And I thought we might be able to drive it down this road here and clear out the infantry. They're very hard to use because of the engagement range and the fact that Piats and everything else at this point can knock it out at range. Sherman 3 knocks out another Panzer Grenadier MG-34 team. And I want to say these are 30 points. They are. They're not cheap. Really wish they came with the Panzer Faust. Definitely make them more useful. Slowly but surely, we are pushing the front line here with our Panzergrens. We're spotting the KV-1S. Panzer II is getting spotted by a Humber Mark IV. There's a, I want to say a 37. Yep. Might knock him out. He does. He's just out of view of our Stug and Pack 40. Coming into view now. And he's knocked out quickly. Our Panzer IV-G is spotting the 37mm anti-aircraft gun, who is returning fire, but incredibly inaccurate. Looks like the Pioneer have managed to clear out the majority of that area. If they can pinch it off here, cut them off, these guys will surrender faster, from what I understand. All these PPS teams getting killed off. And that was probably another F-22 getting knocked out. The P-39N Air Cobra coming back in. Gets his high explosive rockets off on my tank. Did we damage it? A little bit. And my Panzer Shark's finally in position to be useful and manages to knock him out at range. So you look at the distance there. That was about equal to that Panzer II earlier. We would have been at high risk of being nailed by the Piat. So I need to move my leader up. I think I just forgot about him by being too zoomed in here. And you can see more equipment coming in. Bring in a heavier tank, the T-3485R with the 85mm. I'm not sure what kind of tanks we're going to spot here soon. I'm also bringing MG-42s. To reinforce our position because we're seeing all this infantry in here. Enemy bombers coming back in. Looks like a fighter plane. He manages to get his rockets out. Cannot crack the Panzer III-H. I feel like those high explosive rockets were better before the patch, but maybe it's just... Maybe I'm thinking of it wrong, because I feel like I've lost tanks to those in the past, and it seems like it's struggling. 65 armor on the Panzer III-H, though, is the same as the 4G. You can believe that, so... Not awful armor value, but that short 50mm is kind of worthless. So he's trying to Katyusha fire against the Flak 36, or that looks like Andrusha. He manages to knock it out with the first rocket, so that's bad luck for me. I put the T-34 in a move order. And we've got a ZIS-3 in front of us now. But he's firing at, I think, these infantry over here. And the MG-42 team is down, starting to put fire on these assault engineers over here. Our Panzer IV is firing to the left, trying to knock out the anti-aircraft guns. And I've set the other MG-42 down over here. I just need to walk these units up. We've got a friendly Panzer IV-H here supporting, but lots of armor. And left flank's continuing to walk forward with me. Definitely makes it a lot easier if your colleagues on your team push forward with you, so you're not getting flanked. So these Panzergrens keep getting spotted in the woods over here. I don't think I've noticed it. I just noticed it. ZIS-3 is suppressed by all the tank gunfire. Should be knocked out here shortly, opening the door on the right. And I tried moving across the intersection here with our Panzergrens. Unfortunately, the Sherman 3 spotted them, and they immediately started taking fire. He's in cover, so we're able to get him across. And those Panzer IVs have dual MG-34s, so they do good work on infantry. Humber is being spotted by our Stug 3 and is knocked out. The Sherman 3 just got penned. Was that by the Stug 3? Yes, it was. So I'm trying to move in the Flame Panzer. I saw the defense team and the BS team, which do not have Piats. Unfortunately, I did not see the other team here with the Piat. I thought I was without risk. We did get to see it shoot a little bit, but that's what happens, basically, when you try to use the flame half-tracks. They're a little bit faster. Unfortunately, we got knocked out here by a Sherman 3. I think the German half-tracks are a little bit faster than the Wasps. At least that's my perception, making them a little bit more useful. Pack 40 wins the duel with a Sherman 3. I have a 251-17D, which my Panzergren leader came in, but he got spotted by a Humber Mark IV, and unfortunately, he's knocked out. I need to move these units forward. I brought in a Panther leader. I want to say I have a card of regular Panthers, but I thought it would be nice to have a leader tank in here. Enemy truck is destroyed. We lose a Panzer III to the Humber. Probably the one damaged by the Air Cobra. The other Panzer III? Looks like I think we hit him. One more shot should kill him off. We knock out the Humber. Our Panzergrens at distance here just going to destroy these guys, the MG42s, as long as we're outside of 120 meters. And my heavy machine gun and Pack 40 are moving with the assault team. And we got some help in here too from Panzer 38. He's really helped quite a bit in this match. And you can see how useful that's been. I would hate to be getting flanked here all the time and having fire on me. Same on this side. So thank you, Panzer 38. You've been a real help in making this a lot of fun. Humber Mark IV spotting our Panther leader. I don't think he'll win that battle. We've got one more back here, but essentially we've cleared out almost the entire valley. We're at a 15-9 with 4 minutes on the timer. And I'm continuing to walk forward the Panzer Grenadier teams. You want to do your as best as possible as stretching things out because of bombing runs, as we saw at the beginning of the match. So, hopefully before the end here, we can capture this last flag on their side. That's the goal. There's no... Outside of just having more fun and getting more flags is not really... We've clearly won already, so... Everything from here forward is just for fun. Not that the whole game isn't for fun, but you know what I mean. Stug 3 double-vetted, missing 2 shots on the Humber. Probably nail this one, though. We've got another anti-tank going up here, and he's trying to ambush the Panther G leader. T-34 now in. I think with 2 tanks here, we should be able to knock him out without taking any damage. I did bring in another AR-196, but you can see how quickly... That's got to be a 25 mil because it's a 4-man team. They just get pushed off really, really fast. Even with a single AA unit, so it makes it tough to use those. Lost the T-34-85 to a Firefly. Not sure how many more we're going to see here. I think we see more than one, though. Motorized rifles should lose to the MG-34 team. Since we have 2 and they've got 1 Bren gun. They do have 2 Stens. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. In the past, I think Panzergrens would have won. Wow. I'm actually kind of surprised they won that battle. So, Fireflies in the back, Sherman 3, a truck. Stug 3 gets a pen on the Firefly. He gets penned in return. One more shot, the next shot wins. And we bounce. Unfortunately, the 17-pounder didn't bounce, and we lose our Stug 3. We've almost captured the flag we want. For some reason we can't see these guys in the house next door. Alright, finally in a position where these guys are falling back. We should be able to wipe them out if we can spot them. second Pack 40. He's firing in the Firefly. He missed his shot. He should pen here. Oh, he bounced. Now, I've been bringing in more Panzergrens just to get more units in here to hold the line once we've got the point. Is that Firefly gonna die? He finally dies to the Pack 40. Humber being fired on now by the Panther G. And enemy infantry fleeing at the site of the Panzer IV. Humber is killed. Got more Panzergren teams pushing the line in here. And at this point, if it was going to go on, we had an hour remaining on the timer on the server. If it was going to keep going on, they would have a really tough time getting through here without a lot of bombing, off-map, smoke, etc. You'd have to use some sort of tactics. You couldn't just rush units in. You can break something like this, but you got to be smart about it. So for our area, I'd call that almost a total victory. We didn't push them back to their spawn point, but we did push them off both of their flags. So we've got a minor victory after 26 minutes and 13 seconds. We have 15 of 24 objectives. Let's take a look at our stats here. And so, yeah, like I said, Panzer 38, look, he took the top spot. He was really, really helpful. And then here I am, 1,500 to 1,350. And again, those recon teams are very strong, especially for 25 points. They can't take ground, but definitely useful in pushing forward ahead of your standard infantry. Panzer 3s all look like they got a kill, but probably knocked out after. Pack 40s doing really well, knocking out Sherman. Stug 3 F8 doing well, knocking out a few tanks. Panzer 4G at the end did good work. Our Panther leader knocked out armored cars. So really seeing a lot of armored cars. So not a massive kill list, but some units doing very well, especially Albright. So taking a look at our losses, the P-47 at the beginning of the match killed all of this equipment. So don't, I guess my advice is don't rage quit when something like that happens. He invested how many points into this air assault? It's probably, 370 points, which is a lot of stuff on the ground. Not sure if he killed off that much on my end. Each one of these were, I think, 30 if they killed the Pioneers. So 60, 65, and then, what, 90, 120 points, something like that. So I don't know if he got the value out of it. The other bomber in the town, that one was devastating too. Andrusha, so really, this motorized rifle team took out two. A couple things on the ground. The Sherman did well. The Sherman 3 did really well. And the F-22 and the Ridge did well. But nothing else. So we did 12% of the kills with 14% of the casualties. We took a lot of casualties, but that's what happens when you're assaulting and moving forward. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you would approach this map a different way, let me know. I'd love to hear your tactics. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.